friends, welcome back to my channel. We're here today with another review in the series 30 More Reviews in 30 Days. And today's discussion is a part 2. It's a follow-up to the previously released video. We're going to be discussing Operation Desert Rat by Kamau McBarnette. But these two books we read together because the Runwright Reads book club in August was reading Grenada. And I'll mention this briefly just in case you're new to my channel, new to my videos. The Runwright Reads book club is a book club that I host, and this year we are reading books from the Caribbean. So each month we choose a different Caribbean country and we read 2 novels by 2 different authors. So we get 2 different experiences of the country. So we think we'll get a more complete understanding. Of course, that's not possible. But I chose Forthright by Cindy Mackenzie as one of the novels. And this one is set in the 1970s, 1980s, but the protagonist is a young girl. So she experiences the fallout from the political eruptions during this time. There was a revolution in Grenada in the 1980s. So this young girl, she sees what's happening, she experiences the impact, but she doesn't know what's happening. So I chose as his companion Operation Desert Rat because this is more focused on the political upheaval at that time. So Operation Desert Rat is written by Kamau McBarnette, and he was one of the leaders in the Grenada Revolution that happened in the 1980s. So short backstory is that there was a political coup and 17 leaders survived this coup, 17 of the people who were trying to overthrow the then government. And I'm not sure how long they were operating as leaders, but the United States got involved. President Ronald Reagan, then President Ronald Reagan, sent troops into Grenada, so they took over. And the 17 surviving leaders were imprisoned. And so this book is set while the author was in Richmond Hill Prison in Grenada. And it's allegorical, but it's based on real events. And of course, because Kamau McBarnette is one of the people who was involved, you know it is a fictionalized account of what really happened, as well as his thoughts on the bigger picture, the bigger issues that were happening at the time, how he felt about them personally and professionally or politically. So this one is it's a little bit of a strange read because it is symbolic. So we're reading about real people, and he's giving some of those human characters to rats. He uses rats to embody the spirit of maybe what we think a rat is, or the metaphor that we give a rat in the professional world. So the rat race, when someone rats you out, or maybe just the sneaky or cunning habits that you may attribute to someone else. So there are rats because these political prisoners, they're being mistreated. And so the conditions that they are living in are pretty destitute. Their food is terrible. And even though it's terrible, they're still rats. They're still rodents. There's a rodent problem in the prison is what I'm trying to say. So he's talking about the real rats that are running rampant and just making their lives a living hell. But he's also talking about the other political leaders in the region, in the territory, the other Caribbean heads of state that didn't come to their assistance while the revolution was happening. So he talks about the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Edward Seaga at the time, and he calls him a rat. So that gives you an idea of what's happening in this novel. So we have rats operating on 2 levels, and there are points where the rats are planning things, and we're not really sure how one rat system gives way to the other, because both systems of rats, both types of rats are terrible. Both types of rats are committing crimes against these political prisoners. So it's interesting because the novel is a little shadowy, it's a little murky. You're getting some information about the backstory of the revolution, but it's from a very biased perspective. So, reading this book made me wish that Kamau McBarnette had written his thoughts as a memoir. I wanted to hear his real thoughts, not hidden behind his response to rodents or to a rodent problem. I wanted to hear his real thoughts. And unfortunately, the author has recently passed away. So I'm going to look it up. He has written other books. They're not all available widely. So I do want to read more from him, but I'm not sure how I could recommend this book to you if you are not already a fan of his writing, or not already a fan of his work, because maybe some of the details that I was looking for about the revolution, some of the backstory that I was looking for, I didn't quite get from this book. So there are things about this book that I wouldn't say, I don't want to say that I enjoyed it, but there are things about this book that were insightful, which would make me tell you to pick it up. But I'm also hesitant because I understand that this kind of storytelling won't be for everyone. So just wanted to come on here and review very briefly Operation Desert Rat by Kamau McBarnette. This was one of the August selections for the Runwright Reads Book Club. We'll be back on here to talk more about other books that we've been reading. So let me know in the comments down below if you have heard about this book, if you've heard about the Grenadian Revolution, if you know other books that I may check out to get a little bit more information about what happened, what went down in the 1980s from the perspective of the Grenadian people. Then let me know in the comments down below. So thank you so much for watching this video is what I want to say. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you want to come back and hear me ramble about another book, subscribe so you don't miss it. And let's chat in the comments if you have thoughts about this book, if you've heard about it, if something that I said in this video makes you want to pick it up. I'm not sure that I was positive enough about this book. Maybe I didn't do it justice, but I'd love to hear your comments down below. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.